So what are the messages that we're sending to ourselves? Moment by moment. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you sensing and feeling? Because sometimes it's not in words. The message that you are sending to yourself. And I was thinking, why do I need to send a message to myself? Why do we need to come here and hear truth and the other avenues and resources that we consult in order to remember? And it's because we forgot. It's because we forgot. And so sometimes in our forgetting and even in our decision to come here in this experience from unlimited spirit into a body and a form which is limited, we also cut ourselves off from the full knowledge of spirit. And so we're operating by perception that's not whole, that's not complete. We can't see the entire picture of everything. And so what do? Being smart individuals that we are, we fill in the gaps. We fill in the gaps to the best of our ability, and we tend to fill in our gaps based on the past. We tend to fill in the gaps based upon beliefs from past experiences. And then we bring them into our present and we fill in the gaps and we have this picture, and then from there we view the world and we perceive the world. It's a little off. No offense, but it's a little off. All we have to do is look out and see what's out picturing. If you ever want to know where your consciousness is, just look around, because your thoughts and beliefs become things and experiences in our lives. And so what the song said is, funny how you find just what you seek. So once you listen to the messages that you are sending to yourself, also note what you are seeking. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Truth is what you get when truth is what you speak. Know that you are fine. Know that you are loved. I want you to say that to yourself, perhaps as a whisper. I know that I am fine. I know that I am fine. I know that I am loved. Know that you are loved. Know that you are loved. I had a homiletics teacher, the one who teaches you how to do this. And he said, you can do all kinds of things, and here are some ideas for you. But let them know they're loved. Let them know they are not only loved, but they are love, and that they are lovable. And so I submit that as a message to you, that if you're forgetting, and you're going to be crafting a message to yourself, begin to have that as your message. I'm fine. I'm okay. I am Christ. I am unlimited spirit. I get to choose and decree my experience. I get to choose and decree the messages that I give, the messages that I send out in the world, and I get to choose and decree my experience. And so one of the things that we've been doing really since I've gotten here is we've been courting the question, what do you want? What do you want? What do you love? Not being afraid to ask what you would love, what you would desire. Whether it's in the way of mastery, which says it like, what do I desire? What is my heart's desire? Or whether it's in the Prosperity Plus 2 class, which says it in what would I love? It's being willing to follow that heart and to trust that as you ask the question, as you begin to seek love, love will respond. And when you begin to ask, what would I love? You begin to write it down, and if you practice this over a period of time, you begin to see a pattern. You begin to see what you would love for your life. You begin to see what you would love as your experience. And it always ends up boiling down to qualities of God. I said earlier, it doesn't matter how you identify in the world because we're going to transcend that anyway. That we accept and welcome all, and yet we know you're more. We know that it's more than how you identify in the world and how you express what you love, because that's going to change over time. And so what would you love? And what I noticed for myself is that the pattern always came to something, a quality. And that quality was peace. That quality was a peace that passes all human understanding. A peace that is an inner calm. Like Tony, thank you for what you said about the happiness, because I was concerned that individuals thought I was talking about a surface conditional happiness, not the depth of happiness which really transcends to joy within our experience, a state of well-being, and can include a state of peace, an inner calm, not conditioned to the outer world of appearances, not conditioned to whether or not you got the job or not, to whether or not you got the guy or girl or not, to a peace even when you get a diagnosis that you don't want, or something happens that scares you. This is the peace that we're talking about, a peace which only comes from knowing who you are as love and as Christ. It was Jesus who is attributed as saying, "My peace I give to you, not the peace of the world, but my peace. My peace is anchored in the inner realm, anchored in spirit." The peace that passes human understanding. That's what our theme is. And like we did last month, we're going to intend peace. And like we did last month, we know that there's power in our decisions. So as we are a stand for peace, as we set our intention for peace, we know that we may then become aware of everything unlike the peace that bubbles up in our awareness. And we're just going to watch it and observe it and notice it because it is your teacher. It is the way home. And so as we activate our awareness, we watch and we are wholly committed and we observe and we notice with innocence. And what I wanted to do is I want to anchor us in this attunement because, and I'm going to invite Carrie Roberts up to, Carrie Roberts, if you don't know, is a dear friend of mine and is also a mentor. So I met Carrie probably, 8, 10, long time ago. It seems like a decade ago, maybe. And I was new to Toledo. I wasn't a minister yet. And she was in a community, CCL, Center for Conscious Living, that kind of gave me a podium in order to explore what I'm doing now. And Carrie's been a friend, but also a mentor. And what I mean by that is she's always seen in me possibility, potential. She's always encouraged me to be all that I could be. And I love you for it. And I'm so grateful that when I came to Unity, that you opened to doing your crystal bowl meditation. And Carrie, I'm going to give you a hug. So Carrie came here, and she, from the very start, and drove across town, joined us, and shared her gift and talent, and supported us here. And so I want to say thank you. And last time she was here, she joked that it was, what'd you say it was, your swan?
My swan song.
My swan song. And I'm like, what? And so, as it turns out, Carrie's moving out of the area. And so, even though she's closed on a house in upper Michigan and is moving, she called me and said, "One more time?" And I'm like, yes. And so here we are. She did the meditation this morning, and she's going to help us with an attunement that we're going to do now. So thanks, Carrie. So I'm just going to invite you all to turn within. To allow the body eyes to close. To become aware of breath and breathing. To listen to these words as if it is the Christ of your being speaking to you directly. This means the awakened aspect of mind. This means that which knows that knows that knows that it is love. And so we begin as Christ, in perfect safety. I release all tension. As Christ, in perfect safety, I dissolve my mind into the perfect peace of the mind of God. I abide in perfect safety now. I abide as wholeness, innocence, and purity now. It is not possible for you to be without love. I am love, loving, and lovable. It is not possible for you to be alone. I am joined as spirit with all that is. It is not possible for you to taste genuine loss. I am life eternal. It is not possible for you to suffer the dream of separation. I am awake. It is not possible for you to be apart from your Creator. I am one. It is not possible for you to fail. All fades into God. It is not possible for you to harm anyone or anything. I teach only love. It is not possible for you to be guilty of sin. I am innocence, pure love. As Christ, I abide in perfect safety. So breathing in, feel that. Feel that. And give a moment of gratitude within your being for this time of knowing this truth. And as you are ready, you can begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And when you're ready, simply open the eyes again, or not, whatever's comfortable for you. But if you could know that you abide in perfect safety right now and in every moment of your experience, how different would your life be? How different would your life be? When you have the moments of angst, fear, or confusion, when you notice over the next several weeks, as you intend for peace, that you feel or sense something is against that, something is against you, return to remembering that you abide in perfect safety right here and right now. There was once a belligerent samurai, and you may have heard this story, but hear it anew. A belligerent samurai, and he challenged his Zen master to explain the concept of heaven and hell. And the monk, the master, replied, "You're nothing but a lout. I can't waste my time with you and the likes of you." His very honor had been attacked. The samurai flew into a rage and pulling his sword out, "I could kill you for your impertinence," he said to the master. And the master said, "That is hell. That is hell." Startled at seeing the truth and what the master pointed out about the fury that had him in its grip, the samurai calmed down. He sheathed his sword and bowed, thanking the monk for the insight. And as he thanked him for the insight and that gratitude, the monk said, "And that is heaven." It's that simple. It's that simple. So when you feel that you're going to pull your sword out because you are perceiving with your imperception, you're perceiving that someone is attacking you, or you're perceiving that someone is against you or something is against you, you can remember and return it and remember, no, I am in absolute and perfect safety right here and right now. And so I have a little movie I'm going to play. If you want. Yeah, thanks, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. is the choice. Within you, in each and every moment, is the choice to react according to your skills. We've been very skilled in the world of appearances. Tony, can it play again without the sound? So I wanted you to watch it, just, take it in. And then I just wanted to unpack it. It just takes a couple minutes. So we're the samurai. Each of us is the samurai. And it says, change your thoughts and change your world. And certainly he's sitting there with the intention of awakening. He's sitting there with the intention of peace, as we will be doing over the next week or several weeks, hopefully always. So we have the intention for peace, and what comes into the world of appearances that seems to distract you, that seems to pull you away. You all have something like this. It could be the traffic, it could be a boss, it could be some interaction that you've had with an individual that just seemed against you. And what I know is that if I strike and react, it's just going to multiply. Tony had a saying when I first met him, the more you kick a turd, the more it stinks. That's what this reminds me of. That's what this reminds me of. And so even our grandest, greatest efforts, even our discipline, which would allow us to behave in this manner, avails us nothing when we're talking about matters of spirit, matters beyond this world of appearances. Have you ever felt so frustrated that you're spinning all the plates in your life and folks are interfering and circumstances and conditions? But at some point you must realize that those conditions, those circumstances, those individuals have no power over you and what your thought system is, what your beliefs are. And so what we do when we make an intention is that we align everything in our outer world according to that intention. I've intended peace. I am going to sit and ask Spirit as I abide in perfect safety. Nothing out there can harm me or distract me. And with my mind, with my thoughts as Christ, I can transmute any experience and transcend and heal any experience this world offers, that I may experience peace, that I may experience serenity, not only in that realm, but in this realm, right here, even with that fly in the room. The peace that we're talking about is undisturbable by anything in the outer world. Anything in the outer world. And it begins with your idea that you, right here, right now, that you abide in perfect safety, that you are the Christ, that you get to decide and decree what your experience is. And what I want you to take with you is that nothing is against you. No one and no thing is against you. The only thing that could ever be against you is your own thinking and your own thoughts, and the way that you perceive and make a situation have meaning. That's the only thing. So the fly, the irritant, the distraction, you make it mean what it means in your life. And when you observe and you don't react and attack, but you observe and as Christ, abiding in perfect safety, conditions don't have power over me. What is the truth here? That the irritant, the fly, the distraction becomes your pathway to awakening, becomes your pathway to peace. That's what we're about here. That your strength, your power lies in your defenselessness. When you defend not, when you know that there is no need to defend or react, go to center, be still, and know that as Christ, you abide in perfect safety. Anything that you have called an enemy in the world, anything you've called a distraction in the world, you will see more of. You give it life, you animate it, you multiply it, you give it power. So begin to watch what you make an enemy of in life. A person, a situation, an organization, Republicans, Democrats, the healthcare system, others, other countries, other thought systems, other ways of being. Because none of it has power over you.
I want to thank you for this day, Spirit.